Europeans aren't very happy about 50% higher gas today. I'll tell you that. And oil prices are up 8-10%, since last week, and it had already been bid up into this because people anticipated it. This is all things that pressure other places to be like, oh, you really want to do this? Like, let's see how much pain you can take, basically. And I think that's their only strategy. So it's either, hey, you guys bend the knee, or we're going out in the, blaze of glory, basically.
Yeah. So in any case, this isn't over anytime soon, and oil's going to hold up here at these levels, if not higher, as this goes on.
I bought the first oil future I bought in a long time. Last night I was talking in my other podcast that I thought, everybody wanted to fade it. They faded at 73 to 70, and it was like, because you just know that worked so many times. And like the only reason I had that insight is because I'm over here, and I was like, you wait for it. Like tomorrow's not going to be de-escalating. It's going to escalate, and it did escalate big, and oil popped back up. And I don't really care what the dollar price is. I just don't think that people understand that this is not going to just go away, unfortunately, for everyone. But that is where this just feels very like the finale of this regime. Like they either get people to bend the knee because they can't take enough pain, or they're done, basically.
Yep.
Brennan, what were you going to say? Sorry about that.
I was just going to ask Bob what he thought the state of infrastructure was in Iranian oil, what the thinking is on that. I mean, we know that, so a bunch of the best companies have not been allowed to sell to them for a long time. Mm-hmm. There are other companies oilfield services companies that do business with them. Just curious how much opportunity there will be if that country opens up to infrastructure. People got so excited about Venezuela, which is obviously held together with tape and aluminum foil at this point. But, Iran's, I know, is supposed to be better than that, but probably not at the standards of most of the OPEC and Western countries. So just curious what the opportunity is there.
Yeah, so they produce right now over 3 million barrels per day, which is, quite a bit above what it was in just 5 years ago, because I think the administrations here in the U.S. have sort of turned the blind eye to some of their ability to skirt the sanctions just to put more oil in the market to keep oil prices down. But the infrastructure is not bad. It's not falling apart. And like I said, they could produce over 3 million, or they have been producing over 3 million barrels a day. But if they want to get up to 5, 6, 7 million barrels a day, it's going to take a lot of investment. There's not a lot of low-hanging fruit, as I understand it, there, that if you go in there and say, oh, within a few months, if we got full rain to turn open the valves, and we can open things up and all of a sudden produce 4 or 5 million barrels a day. So to get much above 3 million barrels a day, it's going to take some investment. But like I said, things aren't falling apart, but it would take a lot of investment to boost it significantly from here, just like in Venezuela. And as you pointed out, Venezuela is being held together by duct tape because there was no investment. Whereas Iran's continue to have money to invest in their oil infrastructure. I don't know how much outside investment they get, but all their oil's been being sold to, the exports have been sold to China and Russia. China, period. So.
Look, Bob, I like the Schlumberger, Schlumberger seems like the natural thing. I think the thing about Schlumberger, and it's funny because, again, we've talked about this, Bob and I have talked about this, it's been a long time since I've owned an energy services stock. But the empire, if you will, that is the United States, when the oil supply gets in out of line, or they're worried about, peaking production in West Texas, they go, this is the most important thing for the things that work. And so if you have these countries that have, invested some, they probably haven't had, super tech like America has in drilling, and Venezuela is basically nothing. The Schlumberger, it's going to be hard for that to not have a narrative for a while. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So
if there's going to be investment, the money flows to the Schlumbergers, the Halliburtons, and those.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. I agree. I agree. I think.
Yeah, it was interesting. I'm looking. Yeah. Schlumberger was down on the open this morning. It's just now back to even. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's good. I think that was a good coverage of it. It's a weird day. It's a crazy world. Let's hang in there. This is Wall Street Beats. Bob Morris, Berna, Ben. We'll see you tomorrow.
Keep us posted what you're seeing over there. You've got a unique perspective, but hopefully you're out of there soon.